Hey my friends, welcome to week 4 of your New Year's resolution reboot program. I'm straight up so proud of you. I mean, if you're still here and you're hanging in and you're doing any work towards up-leveling your life and making yourself feel better and do better and live better, I'm absolutely so in awe of you, because let me tell you, you are one of the few because there are so many people who get comfortable, they get in their comfort zone and they stay there even if it's painful, right? So that's the first thing I wanted to say to you today is be so proud of your progress. Even if you're only doing that 5-minute walk a day or that one push-up every morning, whatever it is to get to your goal. I know you have tons of information. There's tons of experts out there who will tell you all the things you have to do, and it can be really overwhelming, like we're up to our eyeballs in information, right? So I know I've given you some information as well in previous videos, so if you're looking for nutrition information especially, feel free to go back and review those. You can find all of those at colleen-bean.com/TW. So you can see all the old videos. They're not like really old, but the last few weeks videos, and get the freebies. Lots of freebies I've posted out there too to help you. Lots of tools and things like that to help. So good job guys. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about peer pressure, because about this time people start to find that it's so much easier to fall back into old habits. So last week we talked about how to build good habits that stick, but the caveat to that is what we'll talk about today, and that is when the people around you aren't participating, aren't supportive, or at worst are even trying to sabotage you. Because let's be honest, we've all been there. When you try to do something in your life to make things better, you're trying to improve yourself, do self-development work, improve your health, get a better job, anything, right? There's always going to be people around you who don't support you in the way at least you hope that they would, right? Maybe people who don't believe in you or think that your goal is silly or frivolous or impossible. The people you know already have a perception of who you are, and that's hard to change. So if you're feeling this, which I'll give you a couple examples because you might be, it could be as simple as your family. If you're telling them, you know, I'm trying to eat healthier, I want more fresh vegetables in my diet, and I'm gonna do my 5-minute walk every day. And you might find like your family and friends, and they may not be consciously doing this either, so forgive them if they do, but they might be sabotaging you. They might be the ones who show up with a bag of cookies, right? And they sit there in front of you eating like sleeve after sleeve of Oreos, and those are your favorite cookies, and maybe they're even offering them to you, and they're like, they're your favorite cookie, you can have just one. And you're like, no, I made this commitment to myself to get healthier, right? Let's say you're giving up sugar, and it's like, no, I've got to have my own back. And it can be really hard, especially if it's someone close to you who you love, who maybe you have this habit with too, of sharing a sweet treat while you're watching a movie or something. So think about these things. They could be actually doing them in a way that they feel is loving, but it's actually sabotage. So start to be aware of those kind of things. If your goal was to exercise more and you're trying to move every day and go for your walk, you might find people pop up and say, oh, skip it today, come on, let's go do this other thing, right? And it could be something fun, it could be a chore, it could be parent-teacher conferences or whatever. And you might be tempted to skip it for a day just to do this thing, right? And it might be an old habit that you have done in the past. It could be a new, exciting thing. And what I invite you to do is, when these things pop up, to be very serious about your commitment to yourself, because that is the most important commitment. These people will forget that you didn't eat the cookies with them this one time. They will forget that you decided to go for a walk rather than go to whatever movie or event or out to eat or whatever. That they probably won't remember these things, but what they will remember, and what might just inspire them, and you might even save someone's life, is you standing up for yourself and taking it seriously and being a better version of yourself every day. That they will remember, that will hit them in the heart every time they see you, every time you stand up and you say, no, I have this commitment, I'm going to do this. It will inspire them. And if it doesn't inspire them, you may find that people start to fall out of your life, and don't feel sad about that, because that is just kind of a natural cycle in life. You know, people come and go. There's an old phrase about, you know, having friends for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. So if you do find that people start to kind of slide out of your life when you're not engaging in these different behaviors that aren't serving you anymore, or that you're trying to change something in your life and up-level your life, they may fall out because they don't feel like they fit into your life anymore. They might kind of fall away because they are jealous of you. This is one thing, a psychology little tidbit for you, that often people, when they see someone around them doing better and up-leveling their life and creating gorgeous, gorgeous things in their life, they are forced to look at themselves and go, okay, wait, what am I doing? What is my life like? Is my life everything I dream of? Am I taking a stand for myself and my health or my career? You know, what am I doing? So this is what happens, and you've probably experienced it yourself with someone you know, when you see them starting to make these bold changes in their life, and you might be influenced to think, oh, well, could I make that change? Or should I make that change? Or should I be making my own different changes? And it can be really hard to deal with, and you may have even found yourself, you know, kind of staying away from that person because you felt embarrassed that you weren't living up to your highest potential, or you felt like they were moving on from you. So be aware that this can happen with other people too, with you, that as you're plugging along, doing so great, please don't feel bad when these things start to happen, because these people have served you in ways that you probably can't even imagine yet. You'll look back on it and go, wow, that person really benefited me, even if it didn't feel good at the time. But then again, sometimes people come back. In fact, I know, I'll tell you a little personal story. You know, I've had friends in the past and we haven't talked for years and years, and then reconnected, and sometimes it was something as silly as, like, they felt like I was stuck up or something like that. Even that's not very flattering. But then when we talk about, no, I wasn't stuck up, I was just trying to make myself better, I was trying to live a better life, then we're friends again and everything is cool, because communication can solve a lot. But one thing I can tell you about, when I was really sick before I got diagnosed with celiac, I was so sick for years, and it finally culminated in me losing 40 pounds, 40, in less than a month, off of an already pretty emaciated skeleton that I was living in after being so sick for so many years. And people who were very close to me were saying I was making it up. I was using my illness as an excuse not to do things that they wanted me to do. So that's the key word, is they wanted me to go gambling in the mountains, or they wanted me to go to the pool and hang out, or they wanted me to go on a trip to, you know, a tournament or something. And I wasn't able to because I was still sick. And I was having to struggle and fight and figure out what was going wrong with me and feel better. And so then they would push that back on me. And then when I finally did get my celiac diagnosis, and I was like, hey everybody, look, you know, this is real. I wasn't just faking it. I wasn't just trying to irritate you or, you know, avoid things. Like, this is real. This is scientifically proven. A doctor told me, you have to believe me. And still people were like, no, I don't believe you. Or is it really that big a deal? Because of course with celiac, if you don't know, you just basically have to give up grains. I'll just be really simple like that, that they basically cause an autoimmune reaction in your body and eats your own cells alive. So your body kind of destroys itself, attacks itself. And so when I got that diagnosis, I was so happy because I'm like, easy peasy, give up grains, no problem. I wasn't into wheat and barley and rye anyway. I'm much more a cheese and wine kind of girl. So I was so positive about it that other people looked at it as if it was just some silly nuisance, and we'd go out to eat and I'd be like, oh, can't you just have a little bit? Don't harass the cook like that or whatever. And it was difficult, and those people fell out of my life quickly. In fact, I lost one of my very best friends because she was so cold-hearted about it that I had to actually remove myself from that relationship. That she wasn't necessarily the one falling out of my life, but I was the one who had to go, you are hurting me so much all the time, and not even trying to understand what I'm going through, and not even trying to ignore what I'm going through, like actively sabotaging me, that I had to remove myself. So be aware that that can happen. It's sad but true. But this week, I really, really hope that you'll focus on all of the progress you've made, because if you've been working on this since New Year's or before, or however long you've been working on your resolution, it's amazing. And if you're in week 4, that is fantastic. You've outlived half of the people who started their resolution already. You know, if it was a New Year's resolution, about 90% of people actually have probably quit or delayed doing their resolution. So if you're still here, be happy, be proud, realize that you're an inspiration to people too, because there are lots of people who will look at you and say, hey, if you can do it, I can do it. And I know that you can do it because I've done it too. Like, there's so many things I've done that I just didn't feel like I could, but I one step at a time did, and just like you, we're getting better and better every day. So I hope that this inspires you this week, and feel free to post your comments, and I'd love to hear how your resolutions are going, what you're doing, your struggles, you know, invisible turkeys, and your wins. I love hearing the wins. In fact, please do post those, especially if you've really overcome anything, even if it is just like that one thing, right? Like if you're doing one push-up every day, I want to hear about that, because when you post it to the world, that not only lights you up, but it lights up everyone else who might be struggling and can go, hey, if that's okay, what I'm doing is okay too, you know? So let me know how things are going. Post everything. Feel free to go back and see the old videos and pick up the freebies at colleen-bean.com/TW. And while you're there, or even while you're here, if you click the sign up button, either at the top of the page or here on Facebook, you can get a free strategy session with me, which is very valuable, if I do say so myself, because we will talk specifically about what you're doing and where you might be having challenges, roadblocks, hurdles, things like that, and how to get over them. So I can give you some advice, I can give you resources, I can help you brainstorm your own solutions, which is usually the most effective thing to do, but also, you know, just having someone with an outside perspective can really help, because sometimes we really can't see what's holding us back. But when we talk about it, someone else can go, hey, let me ask you a couple questions about this, and you might pinpoint exactly the thing that will just be a quantum leap in your life. So don't hesitate to sign up for that strategy call with me, and we'll schedule you in, and that can be my gift to you for February, for Valentine's Day coming up. That is totally my gift to you. So go to colleen-bean.com, sign up for your free strategy session, or get your freebies. There's lots of other stuff. I've got free programs on there too. So if you've got any other things you need help with, I've got a 21-day 21 per week vegetable challenge. I've got a sugar detox program. We've got a plastic detox for your home and office, because it's so important to get those toxic things out of your life too, because that helps. And let's see what else. We'll just go with that for now. There's a couple other things out there, but if you need anything else, always feel free to reach out to me here on social media or on my website. You can send me a secure message through my contact page there and let me know how else I can support you, because that is my purpose in life, is to support you in up-leveling your life however I can. So I hope you have a great week. Let me know how things are going, and I'll talk to you again next Friday for week 5. Can you believe it? We're almost done with this reboot, and of course we'll keep going long past that. We keep doing better and better and better all the time, but for this particular thing we're almost done, which feels really exciting. So then we can really take stock and look back at the amazing things we have done, which I love to do. So see you later. Have a great week. Love you. Mwah. Bye.